Hello and welcome to MTV, Mahusai Teaching Videos. I'm Elizabeth Mahusai and I am super excited to start bringing these short, encouraging videos to you once again. A big thank you to my husband Fred, who takes care of all of the videography. This week I want to look at the word love. I've shared about love before, but I want to do this in the context of a theme about living life. You see, we are able to live life every single day. The question is, to what extent are we living it? Well, when we love the way that God intended, then we are able to truly experience living a life that is not only pleasing to Him, but a blessing to us and to those that God brings into our path. You know, God calls us to love Him and to love other people. When Jesus was speaking to the disciples and to those around Him in Mark 12:28 through 34, He kind of drawed it all to two very important groups. He said, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. And then the second of these two important commandments is like the first, love your neighbor as yourself. So our goal each day should be to look for how we can love God. For me, that would look like spending time in His Word daily, spending time praying, communicating with Him, which is really what prayer is, just having a conversation with God. The loving people can be through how I love my spouse, my children, the friends that God has given me, the people in my business world. But you know, sometimes you might be sitting there thinking, but Elizabeth, what about that person or those people who are hard to love? My practical application for you this week is to practice 1 Corinthians 13 kind of love. You see, in 1 Corinthians 13, Paul is sharing how love is so significant and important. And as he goes through that chapter, he says, love is patient, love is kind, love is not rude, it keeps no record of wrong. What if this week, for people or a person that is particularly challenging to love, and of course, let's face it, we all have that in our life, practice praying 1 Corinthians 13 and use that person's name in that scripture. So it would be, Lord, help me to love Elizabeth with a love that is patient. Help me to love her with a love that is kind. Help me to not be rude in my interactions with her. Help me to forget those things that have already happened. So use that 1 Corinthians 13 and personalize it for the person that you are challenged to love. You know, when we take time to love God and to love people, we are fulfilling two of the greatest commandments that Jesus shared when He walked this earth. So be encouraged this week to love God and to love people. And I will look forward to seeing you back here next week for MTV.